welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing my May monthly wrap up and June, my June TBR. I read 7 books this month, so let's get into what I read. Starting off strong, following on from last month, we read Twisted Games. I rated this one 4.5 stars. Read from the 1st to 2nd of May. I mean, if you want to watch my Twisted vlog, it is an hour long, but I read the full Twisted series. You've got my whole thoughts there. But basically, love Reese. Absolutely love Reese. I felt like the middle of the book, her friends were involved, but the beginning and the end, it was like, does she have friends? There was no mention of them, basically. And I felt like there could have been more mention just sprinkled in. I did have a feeling as soon as they mentioned that Reese's dad was unknown, that it would have a big impact on the book. But I was also slightly wrong with my thought of what it would be, but I preferred how the book actually did it. Reese, this man, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. Next, we went into Twisted Hate, which I rated, again, 4.5 stars. I read this from the 2nd to the 6th of May. This one, I think actually Twisted Games is probably my most annotated. Yeah, Twisted, you cannot really tell. Oh, there we go. Now you can see that is my most annotated of the Twisted series. Twisted Hate, though, I think I liked just that little bit more. I found Alex and Reese are quite similar. They're both very stoic, broody men. Josh, however, is a lot more lighthearted. He's got like that dark side to him in terms of like he can be very serious. I mean, he's a doctor and he's got the struggles and trauma that comes along with being a doctor, especially in the ER. But he's a lot more lighthearted, a lot more fun, a lot more cheeky, and I just love that about him. Jules is amazing. She is amazing. I don't know if she is my favourite of the girls. I don't know. She is my friend's favourite of the girls, I know that. I can't decide who my favourite of the girls is, to be honest with you. I really can't decide. So I do have a sort of soft spot for hate to love. I would not call it enemies to lovers. I'm sorry. Enemies to lovers is high stakes, actual enemies. This is hate to love, and I do enjoy that. I really do. And I really was so happy that Alex and Josh managed to patch things up a bit by the end. Yeah. There was a very cute moment there between Alex and Josh at the very end of the book that I just thought was adorable. And then we go on to Twisted Lies. A controversial opinion from what I can see. A lot of people's favourite is Twisted Games, and I do understand, but my favourite is definitely Twisted Lies. This one I rated 5 stars. I think I rated, yeah, Twisted Love was 4, Twisted Games and Hate was 4.5, and then Lies was 5. This one I read from the 6th to the 8th of May. Christian is my favourite of the men, and I will just put that right out there now. He is my favourite. Christian was... There was something about that man. There was something about that man and their relationship. And Stella was just... I do love Stella. I did find the stalker revelation a little bit disappointing because it just kind of was a bit like, wait, who? What? Why? But it wasn't like the main kind of part of the story. I mean, it was a big part, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't too bothered by it, to be honest. And I loved the slow burn. This book is, it's like nearly 500 pages, I think. It's 558 pages. Did I say nearly 500? Because I meant nearly 600. It's 558 pages. And most of it is slow burn. But this book, she just gives you enough. She gives you a sprinklings of these tiny little morsels of something more throughout the whole thing that just keeps you going and it keeps you invested. It was so good. I do love a slow burn. Sometimes I hate a slow burn. This was slow burn of a thick book done right. Next on my Kindle, which is over there and out of reach at the minute, I read Faking with Benefits. So last month, was it last month? Yeah, last month I read 3 Swedish Mountain Men by Lily Gold, and this is another one of Lily Gold's books, Faking with Benefits. So it's another reverse harem. I rated this one 3 stars. I read it from the 10th to the 14th of May. I found it entertaining and it was an easy read, but I found it a little bit silly in some parts. It just felt a bit I don't know, there was some parts of it that were childish, I guess, and I didn't enjoy that as much. I definitely preferred Three Swedish Mountain Men out of the 2 books of hers that I've read. Yeah, I haven't got a whole lot to say about it really. It was entertaining to read, but not groundbreaking. Next, also on my Kindle, I read Hooked, which I rated 3.5 stars and read from the 14th to the 20th of May. Hooked is by Emily McIntyre. It's a retelling of Peter Pan. So you've got Wendy, whose dad is called Peter, and then you've got James, who is nicknamed Hook. These 2, I don't know why I've put it like a triangle. I just meant like a family tree, and then she's attached, like, yeah, anyway. Peter being the actual bad guy in this book. Hook being not as much of a bad guy, but still kind of a bad guy. He is, you know, mafia. I thought that the ending was a bit wild, but it was enjoyable. I did love Hook. I thought he was a good, like, villain. He was definitely like a good anti-hero. I love men like that. I don't know, who are just like morally grey and sassy and just, I don't know. I thought he was great. Wendy was a bit of a wet wipe in a way. I feel like there could have been more to her. Kind of like, I liked Brutal Prince because she just had more go about her. She was a lot more capable. I feel like Wendy just kind of was a bit of a wallflower almost, because she just didn't have a whole lot going on. Not a whole lot of like strength there. That being said, the strength actually did come through at the end. So yeah, but it was good, and I do want to read the other books in the Never After series. Okay, back to physical books. Next, I read The X Talk, which I also rated 3.5 stars, but it is a borderline 4 stars, I think, and I read that from the 20th to the 21st of May. To be honest, I have not written anything here, because I just sort of wrote down when I read it, and then have just forgotten to add anything else since. Even just the books I've read since, I have only just added on now. This one, I feel like I can't remember much of what has happened. I can't speak. I feel like I can't remember much of what actually happened in this book, but I am blaming on the book that I have literally just finished, which isn't in this, because obviously now it's June. You can probably guess based on the next book I'm about to say, but I can't remember, because that book I've just finished, and it's taken over my brain. But this one, it was definitely enjoyable. So you've got Shay and you've got Dominic, who are kind of rivals. He's new and younger to the radio she works at, and she's like, he's really good and I don't like him because he's new, and I've really had to put my hours in here. And I did enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy it. And Dominic is very sexy. We love him. At the end, he did mess up a bit, but I did enjoy how he like apologized, but it was also a little bit cringe. But I just thought they had a really cute relationship. I just thought they were really well fitted together, and I do like how it ended. So the final book of what I read last month, I read Akatar. And I rated it 4 stars. 4 stars. So my thoughts on this, initial thoughts, as you'll see in the reading vlog that will go up after this. The reading vlog for this book will go up after this video, be the next video. I hated her family. Her family were lazy and ungrateful, and I just felt like she deserved better, you know? She really deserved better, and I was thankful for Tamlin to just like take her out of that situation, and I thought Tamlin was exactly what she needed. And I love how, you know, she got what she wanted to, you know, to feel safe and paint, and just not have to worry about starving and being freezing the whole time. You know, she just needed that reprieve from the last few years of her life that were just her keeping herself and her family alive, basically. The ending, she was so badass. What she did, how she fought, she was amazing. She really was. And obviously we met Rysand like towards the end, or Rysand. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I did just say Rysand. I want to say Rysand, because when you shorten it and you just call him Reese, it's the same as Reese from Twisted Games. So, and that's Reese. So Rysand. I'm gonna call him Rysand, okay? He's interesting. He is interesting. The part he was like the part he played in the whole Under the Mountain part of the book. Very, very interesting. I liked how he bet on her. I straight away, as soon as she said only one person bet on her to win, I straight away knew it was going to be him. I just had a feeling. So he's interesting. We like him so far. Again, morally grey, sassy. I'm interested in how this is going to go forward. So yeah, well, that is how I felt when I was reading the book. I have since just finished the second one, and feelings, there's differential feelings to the first book on some parts. Those who know. But yeah, that is what I read for this month. Okay, on to the books I plan to read this month in June. So obviously A Court of Mist and Fury, which I have just finished, because I started reading it on the 29th of May and then finished it today, which is the 3rd. So yeah, I'm still gonna probably include this in my next wrap up, and so you get my thoughts. But yeah, A Court of Mist and Fury we're counting it on, this month. So my original plan was to go on to something nice, light, flirty, summery. No, we're gonna continue straight on to book 3. Literally after I finish filming this video, I'm gonna eat my lunch and read book 3. It's even bigger. So book 2 is 624 pages. Book 3, I'm trying not to read the back because I accidentally spoiled something for me in the middle of book 2 while I read the back. Book 3 is 699 pages, nearly 700, lovely. Then we got a novella. That's going to be a nice, easy one in the middle there. And then book 7, I was going to say, no, I know it's 700 pages. Book 4, but technically book 5 in my mind, even though I know it's a novella. 751. 751. It's so thick. I really enjoy holding a thick book though, especially when you're about middle way through. Lovely. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading these next. We'll see how I feel after this one. I might go straight into the novella. I might read something in between, but I'm definitely gonna read this straight away. So yeah. Then when I finish that, or in the middle of, I've got Marriage for One by Ella Mays. I thought a good, standalone would help if I want to break things up a bit. And then I've got It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. So I just thought these were the cute, fun, flirty, like summer reads I was gonna go into after reading A Court of Mist and Fury. But Sarah J Maas had other plans and decided to force me into reading the third one straight away. So we've got 3, well, I suppose these 2 are a series, but they're kind of standalones. But because they're kind of a series, I want to read them both this month. And to be honest, they're all kind of thick as well. So I've got, aside from the novella, I have just all books that are like over 400 pages. Yeah, I haven't put any Kindle books on my TBR this month yet. This is 7 books already, and I read 7 books last month. So, and two of these books are really thick. 3 if you count the one I've already read. So I don't think I'm going to add anything else on my TBR. I might not even stick to this TBR fully. I mean, I've rolled this one over from last month because I didn't read this. It was on my TBR last month. That has reminded me, there are a few books I did not read last month. One of them being this one I've rolled over. The other one was One of Us is Lying. I didn't read that one. I just didn't get around to it. So the other one I didn't read was Song of Achilles, and I will get around to that at some point. But maybe after summer's finished, or I don't know, we'll see. And I did have one on my Kindle that was to read called The Brightest Light of Sunshine. I DNF'd it. It was so Wattpad, and I don't even mean like the plot. The plot probably was. It was the writing. The writing was so incredibly Wattpad, and I went into it straight after finishing Twisted Lies. And I just feel like Anna Huang has a writing style that just really works for me. And I love it. It's so easy to read, so easy to digest, so easy to just get into. So I love Anna Huang's writing, and this one I just found it was very Wattpad. And I have not read Wattpad since I was like 15, and I couldn't. I was like, no, thank you. And then obviously instead of reading that, I read Faking with Benefits, basically. So yeah, didn't quite finish my TBR. Am I gonna finish my TBR this month? Probably not. It's probably gonna deviate a bit, but we'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you read last month and what you plan to read this month. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see more of me. There's going to be reading vlogs on each of the ACOTAR books. So Court of Thorns and Roses is coming after this video. A Court of Mist and Fury I've just finished filming today, so that'll go up after. I'll try and dot some bits in between. I'm going to spread them out a bit, but there's going to be a video for each, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!